Welcome back everyone, and goddamn, episode 10 already. To be honest, when I started this series I wasn't expecting too much of it. I was expecting the response to be kind of alright, but, you know, a bit impartial, but you guys have seemed to enjoy this stuff. I've got pretty good responses on, I'd say, all of my videos. I'd say every single one of my videos I've got some good responses on and some good ideas. So thanks guys for making this kind of series possible. I've really enjoyed doing it. I really enjoy kind of in the comments people saying, "Oh, thanks. I never knew how to do that. I reckon I can go do that now." So yeah, I really enjoy watching that. So again, thanks guys, and I will just keep doing this series as long as people keep telling me to do this series. If anyone, well, not anyone, but if you guys in the whole get bored of this, I probably won't do it. But as long as you guys enjoy it, you will receive. And yeah, episode 10, a small milestone, I guess. And today I was kind of strapped for ideas, which is why this is a little bit late. And also I wanted 1.3 to come out, sort of a stable build. It is out by the time of, well, of course it's out by the time this will probably be out in a couple of days from recording this, and it's been out for ages. So, so I was struggling. I was trying to think, and I thought, I was looking around, and I thought we'd go and cover something that's been around for a while, but not many people know how to make it, and that is combination locks. And yeah, we're going to jump straight into it as usual, right now. Now, as I mentioned, the thing about combination locks is that they're kind of viewed as sort of a very hard thing to understand and to build, but in reality they're really, really dead simple. Now, we have a really basic combination lock here. We've got 4 levers, and we've got an iron door here, obviously not opening. No, yeah, it has to be these levers. Alright, let's and very basic combination obviously, but, and there it is. And if we were to turn one of these off, the door will close. Now what's going on here? It's pretty complicated. No, I lie, it is not complicated at all. And looking at this, I actually realise I've sort of screwed up, because I don't think that one will reach there. But all that's happening is I'll flick these when all of these are up, or any of them are up. We have the signal inverted. So we have this torch here, so, and they all go onto this same line. So when we click one of them off, let's click 2 of them off in fact, this torch is off, but the line's still being powered by this one. So alright, let's go to another one off, and now the line is solely powered by this torch, and do that, and it goes back. Now a different way to kind of do this is to maybe put some non-inverting the signal, so this in turn, so the combination would now be this. So that's a very, very basic combination lock, not very complicated at all, and you can see pretty much the wiring behind it. It's pretty much you have a bunch of levers and you choose whether to invert the signal or not, and it's a 1 or 0, so you have up or down. Now I'll admit, this type of combination lock, unless you put a whole bunch of levers, isn't very secure. It's not secure at all. So now I'll have a look at one that, let's say it's a touch more secure. Yeah, now this is a much more secure lock. So instead of using the 1s and 0s from the lever lock, this has buttons which you actually have to press in a certain order to open your door. And it is a little bulky, I'll admit. And it could be made a lot slimmer with pistons, but I tried to kind of avoid using pistons in this one, because it can make stuff a little needlessly complicated and a little hard to understand. So, because I've got a button there, I've got a couple of things lying around from when I knocked it off. It took me a while to make this, but it's only because of the delays. We got kind of 2 parts to this system. I'll just explain. We've got 2 parts. We got this bit, and we've got this bit. Alright, we've got 3 parts. We've got this bit, and this bit. But this and this work together. So let's go with the first input. We have the button over here, coming through here to this, and ignore the glowstone lamp, that's just an indicator light. and we have this, so this is powering this, but when this gets turned off, this will go back to this, which will turn this off and keep this torch on. So it is an RS Norlatch, just in an extremely compact version. Very nice way to do it. By the way, the reason I'm using a torch here is to drag 2 inputs out of it, because if you used a wire, it's a bit harder to drag 2 inputs out of it. That's the only reason. So this is an RS Norlatch. So we set this RS Norlatch. Pretty simple. However, the other input comes up here through this thing of torches, and this is just to delay it. So we want to make it fire after some delay, and this is the easiest way to do it vertically, rather than using repeaters, which you can't use vertically. So in effect, this is a 3 torch repeater, in effect. So keep that in mind. So 3 torch repeater effectively comes around to a pulse shortener, and this shortens the pulse to, I think turns off here, and I think it's 4 torches, because you have to take away 1 from there. And this goes down to here and goes to this. Now this is the reset line for the entire system, so all 4 RS Norlatches. So basically, whenever you click a button, this will come through, turn this off, which will turn this torch on, and reset it. However, when we press that button, we don't want this to be reset. We want this to stay on, and as you can see, we've got the last one here coming out as our output, and that's because when we switch this RS Norlatch, this line goes off, and this repeater turns off, which will allow us to turn the next one off. And this is where the combination bit comes in. If we were to click this button and everything were to happen and this were to turn off, because this is still powered, it keeps it on. So that's the combination lock. So in this case, the combination is very simple. It's just all the buttons left to right. Very, very simple. If you wanted to do it differently, all you'd have to do is say, put this input to over here and like switch the inputs or something like that. What this bit does, I explained the reset line and how every time you click a button, because these are all hooked up to the same thing, all the one line, every time you click a button, it will activate this reset line. That's where this bit comes in. Once we click to activate, to turn this to turn this torch on, it will go through here, all the way up here, and just some glowstone wiring to sneakily get it vertically, all the way around here and activate this pulse shortener, which is a 5 torch one, I believe, because you minus that one. 5 torch one goes to here, and what this actually does, at the same time as this torch turns off to activate the reset line, this will come through here and turn this on, and then this will stay powered, because this turns it off, so this will stay powered, so the reset line will not activate. Now this is where the failsafe comes in as well. If we click the first one, when I hit the first one, and you're going to watch this indicator, I've just chucked it in there, and this is the same as these torches. So we're going to hit that, and you can see this torch didn't fire, and you can see the result. We've switched this RS Norlatch, this is no longer on, and these are on. Now this is because when this went off, this turned on and stayed on for the same period, and I've done that absolutely on purpose. So it stays on for exactly the same period as that torch, even slightly longer. So this is on when this turns off, and then this turns off. So overall, this line does not change its power state at all. However, if we were to go and push the 4th button now, what would happen? Exactly as I explained, except because this is still on, this torch will not turn on, because this is being permanently powered by the 3rd input. So in effect, this will not activate, which will not stop the reset line activating, which will actually reset the whole system, because this one will reset as well. So you have to click them in order, or the system resets. And you can see when we click one, the indicator light turns off, so we're going to hit it. And that's a little bit of a side effect. It can be easily remedied by taking it out of a different sort of output. It's very, very simple to do, but you can see the whole system has been reset. So I'll just do that again. And then we got to click the 4th one. and the whole system gets reset. And you can, as I said, you can fix that door. So this is pretty much the premise. Yeah, it's a little complicated. I'll say that. It is a little complex, but the theory behind it is pretty simple, to be honest. I think it's fairly simple. RS NOR latch and reset line, and there's a component in the RS NOR latch that stops it resetting, and that's pretty much it. I'm working a bit backwards, but I'll go and explain the simpler version of this now. So now we come to the last combination lock I'm going to feature on this episode, and if anything, this combination lock here is probably more simple than that one. Of course it starts raining. Actually, I'll turn the sound down a long way for you guys so you don't have to endure that. So yeah guys, this is probably simpler than this one. As you can see, this one has kind of the resetting thing, so you have to press them in a certain order. This one, you still have to press them in a certain order. And I'm actually going to knock this bit out. This is a bit of a separate thing, and I've kept it separate for that reason. And we're going to look at this, and you can see I've cross-wired the inputs now, and because you can see this one, they just go straight to there. So this allows you to have a bit of a different combination. And yeah, that's right. And you can see that 1 has gone to the second RS NOR latch, and 2 has gone to the first one, and I've sort those ones too. So the combination is 2 1 4 3, and yep, 2 1 4. Yep. And basically all they do exactly the same as before. RS NOR latch, input comes through, sets the RS NOR latch. This line is just to complete the RS NOR latch, so you actually don't need anything on this line. Like in this one you needed that line to do this, but this line it doesn't matter. But the main thing of the RS NOR latch is it will turn this torch off, which will turn this off, which will allow the next one to turn off. And again, it's the same as that one. Now, what this one does differently is we have these repeaters here powering this block, and this goes through here or up there, but it also, the power gets split down to this line here, and you can see there's one under every one of these blocks. So whenever you press an input, and it goes through here, and I'll place this redstone, it goes through here all the way here with all this delay to this torch, which turns this line off. And I put a bit more delay in there. And basically what this does is it resets it after a certain amount of time. So it's a pretty secure lock, I would say. Even though it's simpler than this one I would say is a lot more secure, because this one you can just keep guessing and guessing and guessing. This one, the person that's guessing it doesn't know how much time they have to put the combination in. It might be really super quick. So yeah, a really short time they have to put the combination in, and they may have got it right but put it in too slow and they think it's not right. Yeah, that's kind of my logic behind it. I'll show it in action, and I'll do it really slowly. So we hit that, and you can see those repeaters reset because we were just too slow. And there is a slight problem with this, because whenever you push a button, this is going to continually pulse, which is a little annoying, I guess, but it just means you have to wait for the whole thing to reset. And you can hook an RS NOR latch up to the end here, and you can kind of remedy that problem by having this run into the other one and reset it. But I'm not going to really cover that today. So I will press the combination, try to press it fast enough so you can see it. 4, 3. Yes, and you can see it open. And I've just got a basic RS NOR latch here, just to kind of keep it on, because this resets the whole thing and turns this line off. So yeah guys, this is combination locks, and I hope you found this one sort of helpful, because does that work? Yeah. I hope you found this kind of enlightening, because it's always good to find out that something that you thought was previously really difficult is not really that difficult, because it's really not too hard to build like something like this. It's actually really quite easy to implement into a single player world, at least I think. I would be putting this in my single player world, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not a single player world. Sorry, more a multiplayer server, should I say? But yeah. Point being that I don't think this is too complicated to kind of pull off. So yeah, guys. Hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode, this 10th episode of Redstoning with Steve, and I hope we can have many more in the future. I'll catch you later, guys.